Hello there and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be filming the final review of the 4 Focallure eyeshadow palettes. So I've done this Sweet as Honey palette, I have done the pink palette, I've done the nude palette. Today we're going to be doing the Wonder palette. This one, aside from the Sweet as Honey palette, is definitely the most colourful palette. The nude palette and the pink palette are definitely much more kind of neutral coloured palettes. Feel free to disagree if you do not agree, but I do feel like the Sweet as Honey palette and the Wonder palette look quite similar. It's almost like the Wonder palette is a mini of the Sweet as Honey palette. You've got a similar kind of shimmery blue, you've got a shimmery purple, you've got the peachy kind of matte shades, and then you've got like the champagne, the bronze. You know what I mean? I just feel like there are a lot of similarities between these two palettes. I'm not going to waste time in this video rehashing everything that I've kind of ranted about in terms of like the prices and everything. Like, I mean, I don't know, I feel like part of me has a responsibility just to say, in case you may have not watched any of the other palette videos, so I'm just gonna like sum it up in a nutshell. I am, or used to be, like, I don't want to say I'm not anymore, but I was once a huge fan and supporter of Focallure. I would purchase Focallure from AliExpress. Then they created their own official website where they were selling their products for 3 times, quadruple times as expensive as they were selling their products for on AliExpress. And I have a problem with that. Like, I don't understand it. I just feel like, aside from everything else, it's just a really poor business plan to, you know, be selling your products super cheaply through one kind of, you know, medium of selling, and then to have your own brand new website and be selling your products for like so much more expensive than what you're letting other stockists sell your products for. It just makes absolutely zero sense to me. I'm not going to go on and on and on about this, but what I am going to just say, and if you want to buy any Focallure makeup, buy it from AliExpress. Don't buy it from their official store because you're going to get ripped off, okay? And they're exactly the same products. Interestingly, some people did comment on my previous palette review videos saying maybe the products on AliExpress are fake Focallure products and that's why they're being sold so much cheaper. My response to that is, if they are fakes, the fakes are so much better than the genuine products, because the formula in these new palettes isn't anything on the older palettes. The Bright Luxe palette, the Twilight palette, outstanding formula. These newer palettes, okay, it's kind of average, nothing to really write home about. And I feel like if I was introduced to Focallure through these palettes, yes, I would still like Focallure, but I don't think I would have like raved about Focallure as much as I did, you know, based on the other 2 palettes. But anyway, I promise that's all I'm going to say, because I feel like I have done this to death, but at the same time I feel like it's really important to say because I don't want you guys to be ripped off. So today we're going to be doing a review of the Wonder palette. I'm going to be creating a look, and I'm also going to be doing some swatches, which we're going to begin with right now. And I've just realised I do not have any wipes. Why do I never have any wipes? Oh, holy vaginas. Holy vaginas. I never have any wipes. Also, this palette is cruelty free and it costs $4.99 currently on AliExpress. I've not even checked how much it costs on the actual, let's see. Shall we see, just for shits and giggles, how much it costs on the official website? What do you reckon, guys? £100? I mean, it is a bullshit. Focallure rip-off site. I'm just joking. Focallure official website. Like, I feel bad being like, I don't want it to come across as me being like disrespectful, because by the way, they did send me these eyeshadow palettes, which I really appreciate. Of course, I don't want to be an ungrateful sassy little fecker, but at the same time, I think they're playing themselves, you know, with this whole charade. I can't see why they have gone this route. So the Wonder palette is currently on sale on the official website, and it is $34, reduced down from $70. Like when I looked at this actually, last time I was checking out prices, I thought that the $34 was for like all three of the palettes, the nude palette, the pink palette and the Wonder palette. I thought it was like a bundle price, but it's not, because then, you know, you can select which one you want. So if I select Wonder and press done, that's in my cart for $34. I mean, guys, anyway, I promise I'm going to just not go on anymore. We're going to do the swatches. Okay, so I'm going to begin with this beautiful blue. Oh my gosh, that's actually really pretty. It feels soft as silk. Okay, so these are the first three. I think the three shades look beautiful together. I will just swatch them here. Oh, it feels kind of dry. I like the shimmer. The shimmer is beautiful, but this one felt very like dry. It kind of went through me a little bit actually. Just, oh. Okay, so these are the next three. The purple one, like in the pan, looks pretty beautiful, but it looks a bit weak, like in person. It's got little blue glitters in. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to judge too much till it's on the eye, but oh, for feck's sake, guys, I wasn't wrong. Let's just put it that way. I know it's only a swatch, but still, they're just weak, you know, in comparison to, like, in a minute I'm going to swatch the Twilight palette, just a few shades so that you can actually see what I mean, but I'm going to just finish swatching this first. These look beautiful. These look really nice. Why is my finger bent? I've never realised that before. What? Oh my gosh, like, is that one bent too? Like, what's going on there? I've never even realised how bent that finger is. Oh my gosh. Freaky finger situation. I did not even know I had. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the shimmers aren't so bad. Right, let me just try. I've just got to do this. And I know you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, ANWEN, just get on with the fucking video. But I just want to show you this so that you can see what I'm actually banging on about. Okay, so rather worryingly, I cannot find my, like, this hair was fecking me off all day yesterday in the office. I could just see it there out of the corner of my eye. I was thinking, what the feck are you doing right now? But anyway, guys, yeah, I rather worryingly cannot find my Twilight palette anywhere. So I am just going to quickly swatch. I'm going to do it in, like, fast forward so that you can see how beautiful, like, the shimmers are in the We Care Your Favours palette. Okay, so there we go. Look at how metallic they are. And what? Look at that. Ah. Oh. Look, can you see what I mean? The difference. These ones look just so much more intense and metallic. Like, these are the kind of shimmers that I would just want to put all over my vagina and call it a day, you know, just eat some hummus and carrots on my bed and I'm a happy kind of girl. Now that I've finished fannying around with all of this ranting, I am going to get on to doing an eye look. I am going to begin with a mix of these two peachy kind of tones and I'm just going to pop those into my crease. As always, I'm going to be using my big super fluffy brush from AOA. Oh, we do have a mirror as well, which I totally forgot about, as I always do. It's just part of the regime now. When I'm doing an eyeshadow palette review, I totally forget anything about a mirror. So, okay, let's just do this. This mirror is making me look a little bit strange, but actually that's probably not the mirror, is it? That's probably just me looking strange. I mean, being my normal self. Okay, so these shades actually look to have a nice amount of pigment to them. I must say that I've definitely preferred the mattes to the shimmers in these 4 or 3, because let's face it, I've not really used this one yet, but in the previous 3 Focallure palettes I've tested, the matte shadows have definitely been better than the shimmers. I always want a shimmer to be like metallic, super bright and shiny. They've just not been that. They've been a little bit lackluster. They've not got my vagina wet. Just being honest. Okay, so there we go. And next I'm going to just switch up my brush. And I seem to have like a million fluffy brushes at the moment. So next I'm going to go in with this Morphe brush. It's a little bit less fluffy than the one that I used previously. Going to go in with this deeper kind of, it's like a burnt orange kind of shade. By the way, like, I'm really enjoying the You Can Be Dreamland palette. Holy vaginas, that palette is immense. Like, if you want a really beautiful, like, pinky red, like, plum themed palette, oh, the Dreamland one by You Can Be is the dog's bollocks. Okay, so, I mean, again, I'm kind of liking this shade. Pigmented, it's not too pigmented, but it's not pigmented. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just packing this on and I'm just spreading it all around my crease. Okay, so next we're going to go in with this red shade. I feel like we can use every single matte in the palette because I've only got these 2 left to use, so I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to go in with the red. And I'm just going to use the same brush. What the feck, hair? Like, what are you trying to do to me right now? That bit of hair is such an attention-seeking sasspot. Okay, so, I mean, these shadows are blending beautifully, but they're not $34 and definitely not $70 worth of product. Even Gervais Place eyeshadow palettes are like, what, you know, you can get a mini for like £18 and a full size for under £30. What the feck are Focallure even thinking? Like, who is there, you know, kind of commercial managing director? Who the feck is in charge of Focallure HQ? Because there's some serious issues going on. Anyway, I'm going to apply a little bit more of this red, and I have changed my brush to a Morphe one. And this one, I mean, they don't have any codes on, so I can't really tell you exactly which one it is, but it's a Morphe one. Just going back in with this kind of reddy shade. You may notice that I'm not actually tapping the excess off my brush, and that's because I really do want the colour to be quite pigmented. I'm actually really liking this, but to me it's definitely looking a lot more kind of coral pink than the deep kind of cranberry red it would appear to be in the pan. Also, I have mixed it with the other shades that, you know, I've kind of already applied, of course. Do you know what? I really like it. I'm liking it a lot. I'm going to go ahead and put the final matte in the palette on, which is this kind of, it's like a really deep, like almost brown plum shade. I'm just going to pop this in the outer area. I definitely don't think you actually need to tap off the excess with these shadows, just because I feel like if you do tap off the excess, you're going to just end up dipping back in, you know, a million times to get the kind of pigment that you want. So yeah, I'm just kind of being some kind of like eyeshadow rebel at the moment, and I am not tapping off that excess. Next, I'm going to, what the feck hair? Like, how is it defying the laws of gravity like this? I mean, it's rather impressive, really. Somebody call Einstein, let him know. ANWEN's hair is defying the laws of gravity right now. Anyway, so underneath the eye, I'm going to go in with the red and the kind of browny, plummy kind of shade. Oh, Shania Twain. Okay, okay. Because that's making me look a little bit like a crack addict, I'm going to go in with this burnt orange shade, and I'm just going to pop that under as well, just to kind of tie everything together. Okay, the hair. I'm just going to kind of blend all of that with a kind of clean brush, but not really, so that we don't have any kind of harsh edges to embarrass my entire family. Okay, so just to finish off, I do want to put a little bit of the lightest shade, which is this kind of pearly, icy white. I want to just pop this underneath my brow and in my inner corner. This brush, I don't really know, is the Ocean Eye. Oh, fecking it up. She's fecking it up, guys. Oh, feck. This shadow looks like it's got little glitters in there, which is cheapening it. Like, it just makes it look super cheap, like this hair. I'm just tempted. Should I just cut it off? Should I? I'm so tempted, because you don't even understand. Like, yesterday, it was the bane of my life. I'm just going to squash it down like that. I mean, sometimes you just have to show your hair who's boss, you know? So, there we go. I don't know if I'm really liking that. Oh my gosh, I've never done the fucking shimmer. Oh, fuck. I really do apologise if the light keeps changing, but it's a super like rainy, grey, miserable day outside. So I'm really, really sorry. Like if you can't even see me, I don't know, can you even see me? But okay, so next we are going to pop a shimmer onto the lid, and I would have gone for the purple had it not swatched just so abysmally. I have no confidence in it, so I feel like today I really want to go for the blue because it seems kind of nice. So first off, I am just going to use my finger to, I'm thinking, should I do a cut crease? Do you know what? Yes, bitch. I'm going to do a cut crease. Right, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I'm going to be using my NYX eyeshadow base in white to create my cut crease. It's basically just like a white cream. The reason why I'm doing this is because I really want to give that blue the best chance of being its best self and living its best life up on my eyelids. Okay, so cut crease is done. I've just put that white base on the lid, and we are now going to go in with the pretty blue shimmer. So I'm going to just use the same brush. Yes, why not? I'm going to be a total rebel today. I'm just kind of patting it on there. Now, if this white base does not make this blue eyeshadow look popping, I just don't know what will. I could not have done any more, really. And I think it's looking pretty true to kind of, you know, how it looks in the pan at the moment. So I feel like out of all of the, you know, the mini palettes that I've tried, the nude, the pink, and of course this one, the Wonder palette, I do think that I've had the most fun with this, and I feel like this definitely is like my favourite, purely because of the shades. I feel like it's the most versatile, and I don't know, I feel like if you enjoy experimenting with different colours, this would definitely be the most exciting one to go for. Whereas I think that the nude and the pink palettes are very kind of neutral, you know, and they're also very similar, those two. So I definitely don't think you would ever need both the nude and the pink palette. Okay, so I actually think this looks really nice. Like, I'm really, really liking this blue. I can't say how it would have performed, you know, had I not put the white base on, but it's definitely looking impressive now. and I'm not a big fan of blue eyeshadows. I feel a bit intimidated by them. I never really know what to do with blue eyeshadows, but I'm actually really, really liking this look. Okay, so now I have the eternal problem where I have to match this eye with this eye and remember all of the steps that I took, which for someone that has an awful memory is quite difficult to do. So I'm going to go away. I'm going to try and match the eyes, and I'll do my mascara and finish off my makeup, and I'll be back to give you my final thoughts. Hello there. Oh my gosh, I'm acting like I'm starting the video again. Like I don't know, I missed you guys. I feel like I've been away for a while now, just fecking around. But anyway guys, this is the finished look. I also went ahead and added some Eyelure false eyelashes. These are the Petite 100 volume ones, and these ones are curved, so that actually made them a little bit tricky actually to apply. But anyway, this is what they look like. I am really happy with the way the look turned out. I really think the blue was quite stunning. I love the way that the mattes blended. I actually feel like this is my favourite palette out of the 4 that Focallure sent me. So the Sweet as Honey palette, the nude palette, the pink palette, this one is definitely my favourite. As I said as well, a little bit like throughout the tutorial, this is the palette that I would recommend you get if you're a fan of colour and maybe you just like to experiment, you know, a little bit more. I think the nude palette and the pink palette, both are good palettes. They're good everyday neutral palettes, but you know, as I said as well, they're very similar, so you only need one. Okay, so just to kind of round up the entire kind of, you know, Focallure new eyeshadow palette series, but I think that the matte shadows across all 4 of these palettes are actually really decent. I think they're really easy to work with, nicely pigmented, not too pigmented, but at the same time, they're not sheer. So I actually really like the matte formula. It's the shimmers that I'm not a massive fan of. I think the blue turned out beautifully, but overall, the shimmers across these 4 palettes have not been on par with what I've experienced in the past with Focallure eyeshadow palettes, namely the Twilight palette and the Bright Looks We Care Your Favours palette. So this leads me to the question, would I happily recommend these eyeshadow palettes based on the quality and the shades? Yes, I definitely would. I would have no qualms whatsoever recommending these to you. I think they're beautiful palettes. I think if you can grab one for under £10, I think you're onto a winner, and I think you won't be disappointed. I would definitely recommend you buy from AliExpress, and specifically the Focallure official store on AliExpress. What I would not recommend is you going to the Focallure official website and being ripped off, buying these for $34, $70. Like, that's what I do not recommend. So I think they're great palettes for under £10. Don't pay any more than that, and don't go to their official website until they sort their prices out, which they may never do, but just don't go there. Like, think of it like a scary forest with Slender Man potentially, you know, hiding behind the trees in the distance. Just don't go. There's nothing good there. I mean, there is good stuff there. There's makeup, but you're going to be ripped off, like, literally. But anyway, guys, that brings me to the end of this review. I really hope that you've enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments downstairs, do you have any of these new Focallure eyeshadow palettes? What did you think? Where did you get them from? Have you noticed this issue with the stupidly high prices on the official website? Why do you think it is, guys? Or do you think that their managing director is just a crackhead? Like, no offense to crackheads, but or the managing director of Focallure, of course. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go before I dig a hole for myself. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.